What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy, having a great day so far, and I hope you're testing negative for the viruses this weekend if you had to take a test. It is time now for the Sunday edition of the Virus Update for Sunday, August 24th, 2025. Welcome to our Sunday vlog where we will sit, have some coffee, take a look at some data for the viruses, including wastewater. That's going to be the big thing we look at today. And yes, I will try and inform you of what's going on, not just in the United States, but different places around the world. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the daily virus update on all those viruses that can make us sick. There's a lot of viruses out there. We're currently in a COVID surge here in the United States. Hey, some other places are in a COVID surge as well, and well, there's a lot of other illness out there. A lot of sports players are starting to become sick. Want to stay informed with what's going on? Subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and share this video with anyone you know. Alrighty, just a few news stories today, and we're going to kind of do a little bit of a recap of what we learned during the week, and of course we're going to spend the majority of our time taking a look at COVID in wastewater and other viruses too. COVID's not the only virus that's a problem right now in the United States. There's another virus that's starting to pop up as a problem. You'll see that in a moment. All right, COVID transmission in the Netherlands, Mike Horger posted this the other day, is at its highest level of 2025. In fact, I think he posted this yesterday afternoon. And take a look at this. The red line on the bottom, the red or orange, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, look at that. It is starting to go upward, higher, and it's coming near its highest level of the year. So this is not good, and obviously their surge is continuing to grow. And then moving on now to this, Sweden. Yes, I had a comment from Sweden. Someone checked in the other day, and there was a page I can go to, look for dashboards. A lot of times, the majority of the pages or the different dashboards from other countries do not update. Sweden did. It's a little hard to look at here because it's pretty well zoomed out. Apparently, if we go back to their wastewater for 2023, yeah, you can see there was a region that just went skyrocketing. Wonder what caused that? A portion of Sweden that just went way up. Anywho, because of that, the chart is zoomed out. But if we look really carefully down here, we can see Sweden's COVID levels at this time are rising. So there's another place that is rising. Where else are things rising? Well, right now, Germany is rising as well. A little hard to see here, but you can see here the values, the numbers here. Yeah, those numbers are starting to trend upward. And they are definitely in a smaller version of a wave right now. They're nothing like they were last summer, but they're in a little bit of an elevated period of COVID at this time. All right, taking a look now at what's going on with China. Thank you, Will Newcomb, for posting this on my site. He also left a comment on one of our videos the other day. Here's the China update. And over there, we're seeing the novel coronavirus, COVID, the one we know about right now. That's up a little bit. It's up to 11.9% positivity rate. And then RSV is 3.6. And then you can see HMPV, it's just 0.2%, so that's not too bad right now. And you see here, there are a whole bunch of other viruses, which, for the most part, they are not doing too bad right now. But again, novel coronavirus, COVID, is up slightly. It's now up to 11.9%. Alrighty, saw this yesterday. This is not the only musician I saw canceling yesterday, but I'll share this one with you. Falling in Reverse cancels tonight's show in Charlotte, North Carolina due to illness. Apologies, I'm not very well familiar with this particular band or group, but yeah, apparently they are dealing with illness, as are so many lately. And you know what? With all this tracking that we do, I said to you yesterday I was going to do this. I did it last night. I made a major change on the website. You know how COVID-19 was always on top? My website being datareport.info. If you're new here, COVID-19 was just always on the top. And then, I don't know, within each section, like you would have measles down here. You would have all these different viruses and whatnot. You would find a tracking thread. I said, to heck with that. Let's just put the tracking threads right up top. Because I didn't even realize that we had, 9 different tracking threads going. I said, you know what? Let's just give them their own section. Here's all the tracking threads. You have international sports illness, chronic wasting disease, performers who are sick, which that is one of our most popular ones. Actually, the biggest popular one is U.S. sports illness thread, which just continues to grow. Let's click on this, shall we? Because this will take us to some more news. Apparently, Tampa Bay football, Buccaneers, this is the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills played each other yesterday. Well, players on both teams could not play. It's a preseason game, but players on both teams could not play because they were sick. I know, we haven't even hit the regular season yet. It's August 24th, for goodness sake. It's not November. It's not after Thanksgiving. It's not December. It's not the playoffs. It's August, and already we are seeing players out sick. So this is not good whatsoever. I don't know what the illness is. I'm not seeing that, but as you can see here, I had 3 sources: Yahoo Sports, CBS News, NBC Sports, and each one lists different players that were sick during that game. So that's not good. There's going to be more things that I add to the sports illness thread. There were some things from the other day that I tweeted that I didn't get around to putting in here yet. There's only so much time during the day, but you get the idea. Things are not going well with illnesses. Look at this. I mean, I've done several of the tracking threads, have had updates. As you know, yesterday we learned of exposure on light rail for measles in northern New Jersey. And then, of course, we learned back this past week, Texas said, well, you know what? Our measles update is over with. Then we also learned Kansas said, you know what? Their measles outbreak is over with as well. But at the same time, as we were ending the measles outbreaks, we were learning, hey, Hawaii was starting to deal with an uptick in whooping cough cases. Yes, that is a problem. And then we've learned some other things this week as well. Let's go to the Thursday virus update. Over the past week, we learned that Hank Williams Jr. was unable to perform due to an illness. So yes, it was a very busy week in the news. And of course, in Northeast Ohio, we learned that a high school football team had to cancel their game due to illness. Yes, there was a lot of different news stories this week. This was one of our busier news weeks. Who knows what will lie for the week ahead. All right, taking a look at the UK. They had 674 measles cases reported this year. And let's take a look at where their COVID went for the past weekend. Unfortunately, it went upward. I really wish we could see wastewater for the UK. They ended that. I don't know why. But COVID cases, 1,460. That was up by 249 this week. Deaths, weekly deaths, up by 6 to 43. Healthcare, 819 patients were admitted in the past week. And that COVID positivity rate, we got to come down here and take a look at it. Yeah, it really went up there. It's almost at 9%, 8.83% now. That's a pretty big increase. That's not a good increase. The COVID viral activity wastewater level in Canada is low. Flu A, Flu B, and RSV are all low at this time. Philadelphia yesterday had 820 total EMS incidents. That's quite a few. It's Saturday in August. I mean, you can't say the air quality was a problem yesterday. And I know this picture is not showing. They may be using an old picture here. The sky was deep blue. The air quality was not an issue yesterday whatsoever. New York State, most recent update, 523 new cases. And their statewide hospitalizations, 381 people in the hospital, 51 people in the ICU. And as promised, let's take a look at what's going on in some other regions in New York State. We see here New York City at this time. The hospitalizations, 170 in the hospital, 25 in the ICU. Western New York at this time is not really seeing a big rise just yet. Let's go up to the capital region. Are they seeing a rise? Well, let's see. No, they're still elevated compared to where they were back in July, but again, they're not seeing a further rise. And let's also take a look at what's going on in Long Island. Long Island did go up on Friday. They had 61 people in the hospital and 9 people in the ICU. Wastewater in New Jersey. Now, this is the New Jersey State dashboard, and you can see here on the New Jersey dashboard, it's not showing a rise. When we go to wastewater scan, we're going to see something different, which honestly, I'm not understanding why. Maybe they have more wastewater sites here, but wastewater scan is going to show you some rising sites, not just for COVID, another virus as well. Hey, let's pause. Have a sip of coffee with me. Alrighty, continuing on. We'll take another sip when we get to wastewater scan. Alright, taking a look at the state of Virginia, And we're using this for COVID. This is as of August 17th. And we can see here in the state of Virginia, we had this plateau showing in a lot of places. And we also have one region, which is a central region, which is showing a decrease at this time. You're not seeing red increases. So that is some good news at this time. But I express caution. We do have some below detection areas. And I honestly don't know what's going on with that. Now moving on to Florida. And this is the first region where you're going to see this other virus that is causing a problem. Now, this is Orlando, Florida area. And you know when we show this page, there's only two viruses we can look at. COVID is one of them. And believe it or not, after what looked like it could be a peaking end of July into early August, yeah, look at the wastewater sites. They're starting to go back up again. Back to school was a thing, is a thing down there. Now take a look at this. Norovirus. We're starting to see some areas, and Florida is one of them, where norovirus is starting to go up a bit. In some of these sports-related illnesses, we did hear it was a stomach bug type thing. So, I don't know. Could it be because norovirus is starting to go up? It's not going up everywhere in the United States, but you're going to see some more places where it is starting to get a little interesting or concerning. Yeah, like, all of a sudden, like, norovirus going up. And I did learn, someone correct me if I'm wrong, norovirus can have different variants. There can be, not like COVID, but there can be different strains of norovirus, and sometimes if a new one comes along, it does cause a surge of norovirus. Someone please correct me if I'm down below. I read that from a few medical people that, study viruses on X back during last winter when it got so bad. But yeah, take a look here in Southwest Orange County. I believe that's Disney, I think. Disney could be part of the problem right now. And as we know, Southwest Orange County got hit really hard with COVID this summer. That is one region that came down, but even there, it may be going back up once again, ever so slightly. We'll look at more in Florida in just a little bit. Let's go out to the West Coast now. And for LA, Los Angeles, we are seeing here, yeah, your COVID levels continue to rise in wastewater. Now, they're not as high as other years, but nonetheless, a rise is a rise, and your levels are elevated right now, meaning things are getting rather risky. Alrighty, taking a look at what's going on in, we'll start off in Kinston, North Carolina on wastewater scan. You can see COVID is listed at high at this time. Take a look here. This is probably why I had this queued up. Look at norovirus here. Yeah, norovirus is starting to rise at this wastewater site as well. Everything else is not really a problem right now. HMPV had a little rise this summer there, and now it is starting to go back down a little bit. I want to take you somewhere else where norovirus is becoming an issue. Take a look at Bridgewater, New Jersey. Now, the COVID levels there, school's about to start soon in this area. COVID levels listed at high. We're not seeing it go up a ton right now. Leveled off a little bit. But look at this. Yet again, norovirus is going up. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this virus to see if we start seeing any nursing home outbreaks. Portland, Maine, what's going on up there? And in Portland, Maine, well, COVID is elevated at this time. Everything else is fine. No norovirus issue there. But if we go north in Maine, let's go up to, I believe it is Bangor, Maine. Is this where we're seeing COVID go up a little faster? Yes, we are. Big Labor Day weekend coming up next weekend, and already you do have elevated levels of COVID. Again, not seeing a norovirus issue in this region. All right, let's go back down to the south to Florida. We already saw Orlando area, and take a look at this. We're seeing a ton of wastewater sites that are high in Florida. What's going on in Jupiter, Florida? How about there? I believe this might have been going up too. It's still elevated. It's not dropping for COVID. COVID is still high there. Norovirus dropped, little rise at the end of this. Now let's go over to Louisiana, and we do have a problem in New Orleans. I believe it's the Western Wastewater Site. It's either one or the other. Wait till you see this. Yeah, look at that. COVID. It's going vertical. It continues to go, and you got hit very hard in July, and then for whatever reason there was just a real quick drop. I think that was an error in the data, although it didn't get corrected, and then up it went once again. And thank goodness it did do that drop. Imagine if it kept going up from there. How high the levels would be. Your norovirus levels are also listed at medium. Not seeing a big increase there, but just something to take a look at. And COVID. Wow, yes, that upward trend. Now let's go over to eastern New Orleans, Louisiana. Now this is a different story. Now, No, forget what I was about to say. COVID is continuing to rise there as well. And there is a detection of Mpox in this area. All right, coming out now to Texas. Let's see what's going on in Gainesville, Texas. We haven't clicked on this wastewater site in a while. And in Gainesville, look at this. COVID is going upward. It's an upward trend for the last 21 days. Norovirus is not a big issue in this area at this time. Now let's come up to the Midwest. Fair warning here, there's going to be some areas such as the Northwest we're not going to really get to. The CDC did not update the wastewater for this week. And Oregon, is your dashboard even updated? Last I checked, several days ago, I did not see an update there. I'll have to take a look at it. If there is an update, I'll get that in tomorrow's video. All right, the Midwest, taking a look here, and we can see here, not too bad at this particular wastewater site in Michigan. Granville Clean Water Plant. Let's take a look at Traverse City. This has been a problematic wastewater site all summer long, especially for measles. And now COVID's listed at high. It says no trend, but take a look at the chart. It is going upward. Coming down here, yeah, look at measles. Oh, yikes. Yeah, a lot of detections of measles still there. So you're having real big community transmission of that. Taking a look, let's go to somewhere that is not bad. How about Clinton, Iowa? It's showing up low for COVID. Let's see what the chart says. And look at this. Everything is low here. That is a fantastic place to be at this time. In the Chicago area, we'll go just west of Chicago, Glen Elwyn, Illinois. We can see here that COVID at this time is still listed at low. That's another dashboard I want to bring back into the mix maybe this week. Chicago. All right, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Area. Well, actually, South Parker, Colorado. Not far from Denver. We can see, whoa, big rise here at South Parker, Colorado. And you know what? That's such a big rise. We need to pause. Let's take another sip of coffee, shall we? Keep in mind, we're drinking coffee here today. Usually we use water or juice for the hydration break. Coffee is really not good for hydrating. In fact, I think it can actually dehydrate you. So just be aware. But hey, we're sitting here. We're educating ourselves on what's going on with the viruses. Provo, Utah. Did I say that correct? Let's see what's going on there. COVID is high and continuing to rise. Do you have a norovirus problem? No, you do not have a norovirus problem at this time. Let's make our way even further to the west. Let's go up to the northwest. We'll take a look at what we can look at here. Snohomish, Washington. Let's see what's going on there. You're listed high for COVID at this time. Norovirus, you know, it's listed at low here, but take a look really closely. It is slightly starting to rise at this time, so that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Let's go up to Boise, Idaho, which all the Idaho, there's 3 wastewater sites on Wastewater Scan, Idaho. They are all listed high at this time. So that is relatively concerning. And we can see, yeah, Boise, it's still high. Let's take a look at San Francisco, California. Then we'll make our way to Hawaii and Alaska, and we will call it a day. San Francisco, California, still high for COVID. It is rising ever so slightly. We're not seeing the norovirus issue pop up there just yet. Let's take a look at the other San Francisco wastewater site. And you'll see here COVID is still up, but it has dropped ever so slightly. Also take a note of this. A little bit of an increase for RSV at this time. That's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Yeah, norovirus, not a problem here. And real quick, before we do go to what is going on in Hawaii and Alaska, let's take a look here. Did we miss any of the new norovirus hotspots? Yes, we did. There was one down here in Maryland, Hollywood, Maryland. What's going on there? Let's take a look. Well, I also see here COVID is listed at high. Let's see here, yeah, and that's continuing to rise. But norovirus, yeah, that's also listed at high at this time. So that is relatively concerning. All right, making our way to Alaska and Hawaii. Again, I apologize. Places like New Mexico, Arizona, Wyoming, Montana. You don't see any wastewater sites listed here. And the CDC, I don't want to show you the CDC because, well, that's almost a week and a half, 2 weeks old at this point. And when that's coming back, I don't know. They're having some sort of an issue at this time, which I really wish they would rectify that issue. All right, let's go to Hawaii. And we can see here, perhaps some good news in Hawaii. We're not seeing COVID listed at high. Although it's saying it here on the left, the map is showing medium. Well, let's see what it actually is at this time. And unfortunately, it's still listed at high. But take a look here. COVID is starting to drop here in Honolulu. Let's take a look at the other Sand Island wastewater site. Let's see. Hopefully that one is dropping as well, because it's not. It's continuing to rise. If you saw yesterday's video, and I can actually pull this up really quick, take a look at this. Hawaii. Here is the emergency department visits diagnosed with COVID. Yeah, take a look at that. It had a sharp increase yesterday. So that, coupled with wastewater, things are just not going good there. And take a look. Medium for norovirus is showing up at this wastewater site. Also, hepatitis A detections as well. All right, let's go to our final stop of the day, which is going to be up in Anchorage, Alaska. And let's see what's going on there. Well, I'm seeing influenza A listed at medium. That's kind of unusual for this time of year. You can see COVID at this time. Yeah, it says no trend. Overall, I think in August it did go up a little bit, but not up compared to where it was in July. It dropped, and then it just went back up ever so slightly. I don't know why influenza is listed at medium. How about norovirus? Yeah, there is that slight norovirus issue popping up here as well. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on over the next few weeks. Do we start to see more wastewater sites in the United States show the norovirus issue? Do we see norovirus outbreaks? Do we see any other country report about norovirus issues? Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's wastewater update. We didn't get to every state. We got to as many states as possible. I know it's back to school. During the week, I'll mix in some wastewater sites like Tennessee, Kentucky, different places we didn't see. And I'll check some of these state dashboards to see if they have updated. I thank everyone for watching this video today. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know. Leave your comments down below. And of course, ways to support the channel are listed down below. I will see everyone again tomorrow on Monday, where we'll have the Monday edition of the virus update with Walgreens and, well, whatever else I find. Until I see you again tomorrow, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic Sunday afternoon. Thanks for watching.